trying to reach the director.
Shout out Reach the Director.
And shout out to Reach the Director.
Yo, it's the same way, and I'm live in the living room with my guy, Reach the Director. Shout my boy Noah in the background. Yeah.
Alright. Who's born and raised in upstate New York?
Yes, sir.
What part of upstate New York?
Born and raised in Middletown, New York, in Orange County, the Hudson Valley area. That's where you can find all of my roots.
What was it like growing up there?
I was just talking about this earlier today. I'm very appreciative of that area. I feel like for it being a smaller town, you know, it had a lot of diversity there. And I feel like I was exposed to a lot of different things that kind of balanced me out. Give me some.
So like good and bad.
Yeah, some good and bad. A lot of the stories are things you would hear like, you know, in like TV shows and stuff. So.
Okay. And do we get that in your music?
In my music, I think like you do get it a lot, and I think like it's so hard to even like express sometimes because it's such a variety of different experiences, and like things that influence you and inspire you that it, like you kind of don't see it. You know what I mean? Like it's like gumbo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't really see what's in it, but a lot of stuff in it and make it good. You know, so like you gotta pick it out with the spoon and see what's in it.
Right.
And that's kind of what it's like.
Okay. So growing up, were you relatively a good kid or bad kid?
Oh man, I was.
Be honest, man. You was getting into.
I was moderately rebellious, respectfully rebellious. Like, definitely stuck up for myself in terms of like, you know, people, parents and stuff like that. Definitely was like outside, you know, for a lot of things. But I did miss a lot in my hometown. Like, there's a lot of stories people think I was there for, just because I usually would be.
Yeah.
But I did like being home. Like, I felt good at home, you know. And you know, my parents weren't overly, you know, they were always working and stuff, so I had the space to myself to do whatever, so I just felt better in my own space. And,
okay. Single family home, or you had both parents?
Both my parents, they just worked a lot. They just grind. So, you know.
Any siblings?
Yeah, I got 2 younger sisters.
Okay, nice. How long have you been an artist?
All right, I guess as long as I could say would be like, I'd say like about 7 years. About 7 to 8 years, I'd say.
Okay, cool. So, Saint Wave is definitely a stage name.
Yeah, but it's a play off my actual name, though. So
if you don't mind me asking, what's your real name?
So my name is Austin Saintville, right? So my last name, I'm Haitian, so my last name is Saintville.
Okay.
So I just took that and did the thing with it, you know?
Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. So, do you come from a musical background?
No.
Because I was thinking, like, you said your parents just work. Clearly.
Yeah, like, you know, like, my dad did like to play music, like when he was like, you know, around the house doing things and stuff like that. But a lot of the time it was just radio stuff.
What kind of music did he play?
My dad, like,
yeah,
typical radio stuff, like just whatever was popping, like in like the 90s that I can kind of catch on and like hear a little bit up there.
Right.
For the most part, like Haitian music. Yeah, so a lot of Haitian music.
Any artists you remember? Like any artists that's like you can just remember right now?
Off the top of my head, I can say is I remember my dad playing definitely a lot of Michael. They love Michael.
Well, no, I mean as far as the Haitian artists.
Oh, Haitian artists?
Yeah.
Oh, groups like T-Vice. Damn, I'm blinking right now because a lot of stuff they're playing. I'm thinking of some stuff now, but like there was a group that used to play like named T-Vice.
Okay.
Yeah, that used to spin around a lot.
Okay.
Oh, and W.Y.K.
All right.
W.Y.K in the crib, so that's a normal.
Yeah.
The Fugees was bumping.
Are your parents supportive of your music career?
They are. It took a lot, but.
What do you mean when you say took a lot?
You know, typical island parents, man, coming straight from Haiti, just want to see you work, man. And I did the college thing, you know.
Okay.
So I did it. I graduated, you know, and I took that degree and shelved it. You know what I mean? So like they're like, what are you doing?
Right.
And once they realized that there was no turning back.
Yeah, because Caribbean parents are not with it. You're actually going to school.
Yeah, they're not
You're
turning
going to
back.
finish school. You're going to have a good job.
For my first project I dropped, I had this song called Echoes. I dropped a music video with me smoking a blunt on that thing, yo. That was no bueno. No bueno. Like going home for like, I think I went home for like whatever, I think maybe Easter or something like that. Whatever I went home for, maybe after school. Like it was lit in that household. Man. I was like, I had to tell my dad, I was like, come on, man, you know how acting go? Props. Like, it was a prop.
Yeah. He like, you fucking think I was born yesterday?
Yeah, it was a prop. I mean, he didn't really fight with it like that. So
he believed you.
Yeah, I don't know if he believed me, but he didn't fight with me like that. He's like, all right, bro. Like, I was coming in smelling like it already, so.
Yeah. April 20th, you dropped your second EP, Stratosphere.
Yes, sir. 420.
What inspired this project?
So I have a series actually that I'm working on. So my first one was Troposphere. The next one is Stratosphere, which is what just dropped.
Right.
There's there's a Mesosphere and Exosphere, right? So the idea was that I was just trying to find my place in this space, right? So like in the grind. So like a song like Climbing, like High as Fuck, which is on the album, like Climbing, the whole point of it was like trying to reach a new plateau, like your highest self, and that's just what it is. So I thought the projects were just like these super extreme ideas that I can push, like the most extreme, like the most jarring and extreme ideas I can push, but it's supposed to mark a place in time that I am in my career and myself, so I reach my goals. So I felt right for a Stratosphere, and now I'm looking for that Mesosphere right now.
So who produced this project?
So my first two projects, production-wise, I did with my boy from my hometown area, Jay Villa, or he goes by Good Morning Sadi now.
Okay. Shout out to him.
Yeah, so ironically, like I was dating this girl in high school, and she bought me his a mixtape that he was selling, like at like lunch and stuff. And she bought me the mixtape thinking that I would like it. Yeah. And years later,
did you like it?
I did. I loved it. Like I knew the lyrics, so like a lot of the songs and stuff I genuinely did. And then years later, I came back from a freshman year of college. I was in the mall. I ran into him in the mall, and I was like, "Yo." And
he still was doing music?
Yeah, he was still doing music, but he was more on the production side. And I was trying to help him sell his beats until he asked me to rap on them. And I had some stuff to get off. You know, I was going through some of my own things, so like it just came in a release for me.
So who make your beats?
So right now, like just the beautiful thing about life, man, is just like you say what you want and the things start to surround you. So I get a lot of beats from just friends. Homies that I passed throughout the time. People send me stuff.
Can you shout out some beat makers that other artists can collaborate with right now?
I got a few, so you can definitely hit up Good Morning Sadi too. He's got fire stuff. Definitely check him out. Like if you like this sound, it's very very vibey. One of my closest friends who I started messing around with music and stuff before I was really thinking about it, my boy Nolan, who goes by The Ether. He's like a huge lo-fi producer. He has songs with people like Femdot, if you've ever heard, that just came out this year. And he made my song, like a couple of my songs, like Saucy and Blunt Talk, if you guys love that one. It's my guys, my brother. Like, basement stuff. Like, I gotta go check in with his parents when I go home.
So we met at August 12th at the Signature Series event, powered by Noteworthy. How did you and Note meet?
All right, so there's a lineage that we keep coming across in terms of artists from University of Hartford. And we bumped heads through a mutual named Martin, who's a producer as well. He's one of the producers. I'm blanking on a lot of them, honestly. I'm mad bad, My boy Miles Elliott too. But that's what I get a lot of Martin with Miles Elliott, Martin, Dr. Sherry, he's from Hartford. Who else I got on beats from? If I'm blanking, yo, you can press me, I'll fix it. My boy Sterling, he's from Texas. So there's, life, you know what I mean? Like life, just like these people I consider family and shit, so you never miss it. But to answer your question, right? So I'm blanking there. What was it? It was.
How did you and Note meet?
Oh, okay. So me and Note met through Martin. All right. So we were in a group called 92. A bunch of artists that were living in the Hartford area and things, and we just been in the group chat, but we haven't officially met. And then in was it last year?
Last year.
Yeah, like a show last year, right? It was the official first time. So we did a show right after the pandemic. We're getting back in the shows. Like he had let me know, like, hey man, there's this act in Connecticut if you want to come perform here and things like that. And when we went to that is when we officially met.
Oh, dope.
And I met Key Story there too for the first time.
Dope.
So yeah, so it was like one of those things, and like ever since then, just been like we just been talking all the time in a regular group chats, like networking things together, just road dogs,
And you've been working, so you performed at Breaking Sound in New York City, Parkville Sound in Hartford, Mercury Lounge, you're performing there in November, and tonight you're performing at Stella Blues.
Yes, sir. Yes,
when do you sleep?
I do not. I've been sleeping more lately though. Like I'm taking a little bit more I put more respect on the sleep now. I am like
hell yeah.
Cause like doing all the shows and stuff like that. Like I need the rest. Like it's been nonstop shows since July. So like almost every other week basically has been something else. So it's been like CT, New Jersey, upstate New York, then back in New York doing stuff and like networking in between and stuff. So like. At one point I almost lost my voice for a while. Like
you gotta take care of yourself, man.
Ever since then I was like, you're gonna come back on all that stuff.
Right,
you know what I mean?
But
yeah, in terms of sleep, not too much, but I'm working on it. I'm adding, you know.
All right. So who booked your shows for you?
Myself. Honestly.
Oh wow.
I've just through emailing certain people or just, you know, like nurturing relationships that you have for a while. I'm big on just like, you know, like no mentioned earlier, appreciate you for that one, but like, you know, people are people at the end of the day. And like, if you really want to build something, like it's slow. Yeah. And also I don't really know what I'm doing. So like, I would prefer for it to go 100% at something slower than go 100% like crazy and mess things up in the process. So, you know, with that, you know, you just find what's for you. So that's kind of what just happened. Like, I just been blessed by people being like, yo, I know about this. Like, yo, I know about this. And things just been coming my way like that.
What you know, who you know, man.
Yeah, and I be emailing too. So, you know, a little bit of that is that too. Just taking a shot on certain things like I did with Breaking Sound. I just shot an email, shot a submission. And they've been looking out since. Oh,
that's what's up. So what inspired you to make music?
So ironically, it's a story I don't really tell all too often. No, maybe I do. I don't know. You don't tell me. But I had this like I was going through a lot of stuff in college where just like I was just lost. I was just going through the motions and things. Probably entering the lowest part of my life. And you know, I was.
What happened? So because of what? Like a relationship?
Just school was something I necessarily would like found fulfillment in. And originally, before I got there, I didn't really want to do it. So.
So your parents kind of pushed you all the way through?
Yeah, but I didn't know anything else. I don't even want to say anything. I didn't know anything else. But at the same time, it was like
you didn't have a passion, right?
Yeah, I didn't have a passion for it. I brought that up to them, but at the same time, what else did I really know? Maybe it is there, you know?
Right.
And throughout it, I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. And in that time, I needed to release. And a lot of my boys were making music back at home. So I went to go check them, and they were doing their thing, including like the Ether, my boy Griffey, like doing a lot of stuff. And I found a notebook my teacher wrote me in high school where she's like, you have a creative and complex mind and you should express it, write it down, or like, you know, really write and stuff. And between that, my friends doing what they're doing, that kind of just led to me just naturally just falling into it. So.
What themes do you address in your music?
The constant themes I can definitely say I bring up is just like my earlier stuff was just literally like my life was like balancing like vices, really, right? But trying to be like from like a point of like trying to reach something. Not like in the terms of like you like escaping through that, but like just like what it's like to be in that mind state where you're looking for something and traveling and searching for something and like the wants and the pressures of what that's like the climb of what that's like you're trying to do better, but you're around these certain things. So it's just about like your environment, like what you take from it, like so how chaotic it might be, the people doing the drugs and stuff over there, but the same people are going to work the next day, what that looks like, and then like you're just walking in the middle of that, you know? And it doesn't always look pretty, it might not always make sense, but like what people's life really do other than to themselves, you know? So it's like one of those things that you can just use to like motivate. I want to make something that kind of motivates people where it's hard to judge, because I don't judge people like that, so it's hard to judge, you know what I mean? So like that's what I want my stuff to kind of feel like. Just a bunch of things going on, or just like something that can just guide you through like a bunch of stuff, like you know, the chaos in the world and things.
So you wouldn't say music was always natural for you?
It was always something that was getting pushed towards me, and I was just turning down. But I can't say it was natural to me, no.
Okay.
Like, I can't say I ran to a guitar and like started rapping and things like that. It's all started with expression, and like you know, you learn over time like what you're good at and stuff. And I feel like I can really help a lot of people.
Do you write any poetry?
I started off with that.
Okay.
So like in like 7th grade, I actually wrote a poem, and I actually wrote a poem. Forgot it. Like I had to write a poem for a school like project.
Yeah.
and I forgot mine at home. It's like at school, so I had to rewrite another one.
Wow.
But the stuff that I remembered, I told to my friend, and my friend won the poetry contest off the stuff I gave him. So I ghostwrote before.
Wow. So how would you describe your songwriting process?
It's very freeing to me because I don't put too much pressure about it being a certain way. So I kind of like, I write mine a lot lately because of all the moving around it. A lot of it's in pieces, but I take those pieces and when I have downtime, I like chill. Maybe I'll light an L, get a beer, drink some wine, whatever, just catch a vibe and stuff. I try to start my projects like sober. And then like if I ever hit a roadblock, then like maybe I'll cheat on something or whatever. But my writing process is just like a cross between writing and freestyle. So I might freestyle first and then write on top of it, or I might do the vice, or I might just write something already and then freestyle from there, and then try to like, you know, put something together. So it's pretty like, it's just pretty open. It's pretty free. It's like throwing paint on something, and that's how I treat it.
Okay. So do you remember that moment when you said like, I'm gonna take music serious?
Well, I think I always take whatever I was into serious. So when I knew I was gonna do music, I knew that was that. Like it didn't really. I was like,
nothing else in between.
Yeah, like it was gonna be that, and it's not gonna change that. I was like, it's not gonna change that, and that's what frustrated my family above it all, because they know me to be like that. So it's like once they knew I was locked in on that, they're like, oh boy. Because even with college, like I started and I didn't quit. I was going through hell through it, but like I felt like my family deserved it. I knew that I would eventually go back to do it for myself.
Right.
But I was like, let's just bang it out the way now and just leave it alone from there and go from there. So I knew that I would always do. I knew that once I did this, that I was gonna tough it out, no matter how long it took. If it's 60, whatever, man.
Yeah. What did you major in?
I switched majors. So I started off with audio. And then I would try to go into electrical engineering.
Okay.
And I was like, nah, I can't do that. I was like, nah, this is too crazy.
Yeah.
And then I ended up doing finance. At least I could learn about music. I learned about money.
Right.
And like management in a way. So like even if I'm
and you can apply this to your life now.
I can apply it. And I used that. I was hoping I could use that to get into the industry and get an industry job and go from there. And I actually do have one.
You're like,
now.
hey, actually, I rap, man. Listen to my album.
Yeah, but I actually do have one now. So my plan from high school worked out. Where like I do work in music now as a day job. So like I have a day job in music, dealing with royalties and stuff like that. And then like, but I also do this at night. So like I had to clock in right before I got here, as did Note did.
Yeah.
So we do it. We clock in. I go meet him. Like I live in Harlem now. I go meet him in Jersey, and then I meet him in Jersey and and we drive here together. And that's been our routine for like a little bit. And like that's just that's what it is for me. That's what it became. So like I'm always gonna try and get like, I'm out here in the streets doing this, that, and the fourth. I'm not doing this, that, and the fourth, but I'm out here getting to it, you know?
Yeah. So tell me about your worst music experience, if you have one.
I do, and it's had nothing to do with like performing really, but it had to do with exploitation.
You said exploitation?
In a sense, yeah, like just like, but you just I felt violated, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, damn. So like, I love performing, so like, it's a good place for me to just open up and like, build that, try to get better at building that confidence and stuff on stage. Like I take each one as like a chance to do that, so it's exciting. But like, I did a set with my boys, Griffey and Dr. Cherry. We were performing as like a group there. We did a couple songs together. And they told us that film, I forgot what the artist's name there, but they hired some artists, some big artists there. We had to pay whatever we paid for to buy tickets. We paid like $200 to get 20 tickets, and we had to sell the 20 tickets to perform it, right?
Right.
So we did that. We shattered that goal, whatever, and we go and perform, and there's like someone's gonna win a cash prize. So like we had a bunch of our people there. We vibed out, killed the set and everything, and then afterwards, the owner of the spot comes up to me and tells me if I ever wanted to do something there, it would cost $200 for the night. So I was like, after that happened, I was like, this is crazy. I remember right to my boys like, bro, they really violated us, bro. There's like 10 other artists here that got 15-minute slots. They all paid that. Forced us to pay 20. I had to sell at 20 a pop, you know what I mean?
Wow.
To get the money back.
And give them the money.
Yeah, and like that's what they did to all of us. And ever since then, I was like, damn, this industry is just like, damn, you know what I mean? And like, there's way worse happening than that, but like performance-wise, that's something that hurt me, So.
What did you learn from that experience?
Well, it really just opened my eyes to the landscape you're really in, like, you know, the woods that you're really wandering in. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a reminder. So I looked at it as a reality check where it's just like, you know, you gotta stay in your P's and Q's about certain things.
Hell
like,
yeah.
And just be aware of the landscape. So I try my best to do that. I'm better. I try to avoid them, but like, you gotta feel the burden sometimes.
Right.
So
it happens.
Just feeling that, I was like, I want to avoid that. So.
Right. Because I mean, not only did it affect you, it affects your people.
Yeah, it's just not like, you know.
But I mean, but at least you still came to do what you're supposed to do.
I'm always gonna do
at the same time.
Yeah. So.
You know, like they got away with the $200 thing, but like you came to perform, you brought all your people, they supported. So that was the ultimate goal. So you did succeed at night.
I got to do what I do, but the thing is, like, the thing that really bothered me about it was that I just felt like it wasn't fair to the people that paid to see me do my thing.
Right.
That's what I felt bad about it. It was like, because asking people for their hard-earned money is a lot. Like, I be trying to go to shows all the time, and like, that's tough for me. Like, I got bills to pay and things like that. So I don't take these ticket sales for granted anyway. But what kind of sucks is that I was unaware of like ways I can go about it better that makes it better for the experience for the fans that come in. I know that they have to, like, you know, you have to go through the process and things like that. But like, I also would like to give them the best way to experience their who they came to see. You know, whether it be me, someone else, or whatever. Like, having 15 acts doing 15-minute sets, if not less, it's really hard to catch a vibe and have a good night. So like, I just want to be part of someone's good night. And I feel like, you know, you as a consumer, you might be, you know, it makes for a bad experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just felt bad about having people go through all that. And then, like, you know, and like, I only got to go that long. And then on top of that, we didn't win. And like, and I think we killed it. So felt like that was wrong.
I feel you. So who do you listen to right now?
So I used to listen to way more now, right? But like, I got a few favorites that I like right now. I kind of fall back on. Right now, Mad Larry June. I really fuck with Larry June. Larry June is dope. Smooth artist from the Bay. Like, I just like that, like, smooth talking kind of rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, smooth lifestyle kind of rap. It really just excites me throughout the day. You know what I mean? Like, just makes your ordinary day feel a little bit cooler. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I like that. Baby Keem. I like 21 Savage a lot. I like Kodak Black a lot. Who else I could definitely say I bump a lot of? You know, I definitely bump, you know, I say that, like, Boy Griffey. Boy Griffey, so I'd say that's pretty much like what I think about, listen to a lot.
Okay. So what does Making It mean to you?
Making It means to me. So like, what Making It means to me is it's kind of just like a platform to comfortably be uncomfortable, like a platform to grow, like a base for that. Like, I want to be able to work towards something that, like, cause I have no problem putting the work in, like, you know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with that. So can't wait to just wake up and just do this all the time and just not have to, like, worry about too much. And I mean, there's more things to worry about, obviously, but like, just like your bare essentials of living, you know what I mean? Like, if that's a goal of mine, like, and to be able to just influence a lot more people to, like, share that with whatever their dream may be. Like, it doesn't have to be like the $1 million superstar dream, but like, you can make a side hustle out of what you're doing now, with what we have going on. And if I can inspire someone to even just like make beats on the side when they get home from work, or like, you know, maybe just like spit a couple verses and things like that. And that's how you can, because everyone needs a hobby to express themselves. So like, if you can do that and make something out of it, I like to be the inspiration for that. So being able to do that myself and inspire someone else to do that, that's success for me.
Okay. So if you had the opportunity to talk to your younger self before you started taking everything serious, what would you tell yourself?
Trust yourself. Yeah. I did a lot of stuff because of what I thought the society demanded from me, what my family demanded from me. Then I went back and started over from ground zero all over anyway. So like, I would just say, trust yourself, trust your gut. Obviously, don't take every bit of information. Like, listen to everybody, because everyone has something from it you can take, whether it's good or bad. It's something to learn from. So continue to remain open, but trust your gut.
Are you still signed to ANDA?
Yeah, so I do. Yeah, so I'm with ANDA. It's a they found me sometime early in the year.
Okay. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. I appreciate them a lot because, you know, it was like one of those moments where it's like, it just one of those things that kind of helped catapult the way the rest of the year went. They brought me out to like a songwriting camp type thing in like upper New York, like in the middle of nowhere. And having an experience like that,
yeah,
you know, it's really cool, you know. So appreciative of that, and yeah, I'm still rocking with them.
That's what's up. How many artists is with that label? What's your label? I'm sorry.
No, so it's about it's a group of us. Cause it started on Discord, so it keeps growing and stuff like that. So I actually in my head I can't even tell you.
Wow.
Can't tell you. Probably like it's between like I want to say between like 10 and 20 people in terms of like producers, artists, and stuff like that. So between like 10 and 20, nothing extra crazy, but I think around then.
Okay. So how has joining the label benefit your music career?
I think that just taught me a lot about just getting like learning your landscape, right? Like things that might happen in terms of like your career and things like that. So just opened my eyes and like and expanding my creativity and stuff. Cause like hearing what everybody else is making, you know, and like getting like the constructive criticism and things like that, having a community like that, it helps in terms of building, you know, a healthy environment for growth, you know. So it's getting better. So I appreciate that from them.
So what's the hardest part in your opinion with growing a fan base? So has it been easy?
Oh, it's not easy. It's not easy, and I'm not really fond of like not meeting people. So like social, I do really good on like just talking to people directly on social media, which is what I choose to do. I try to go straight to the DM and like have conversations and stuff. So like it gets draining on myself. So like the thing
having
is
these
like,
fake conversations sometimes too.
And I try to like you're gonna come across those, but I try to like, but like you know when you look for something good in the world, you get good out of it. So like I've come across a lot of good people, so you want to talk to them, you know.
Right.
And it gets kind of draining. So and it starts to affect a little bit of your personal life because then the people you deal with on a day-to-day, you might not have the social battery to deal with them. So I think the toughest part is really being able to balance the personalities you're meeting, because they are genuinely good people. At least I hope that's what you're dealing with. You know, for at least for me, it's been that, and then trying to balance that, but also like, you know, do my work and being that social media presence. So I'm trying to balance between that and like balance my personal life.
So if you had to choose between what makes you happy and what makes you money, which one would you choose? And be honest.
Happy.
Wow.
No brainer. Too many greats have just died with money, so that's not important.
Right.
I told you I'm gonna do this till 60, so it ain't money. And 60 plus, so it ain't about money.
I respect that, man. So most people don't ask this, but I'm still interested. Who's your top 5, dead or alive, no specific order?
Snoop.
Oh, okay.
Biggie. I'm going with rap strictly, right? I'm going rap strictly. Right?
Yeah.
So Snoop, Biggie, Nas. Who else I really like? Kendrick. And who else? That's tough. Who else? I feel like I'm gonna beat myself up later thinking about this. Like, oh, you didn't put this person in. Who else? I'm trying to think of someone. For me, I guess. Honestly, I guess Pac.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part I would like to say Drake, but like I just feel like for me like the impact Pac has is just different than music. So I think it's that. Like I feel like the same as Snoop.
So what makes you different as an entertainer?
Maybe because I don't know how to be entertaining. Like, you know, I just really enjoy the opportunity to like express myself. So like my friends will tell me that like I'm always funnier when I don't try to make jokes. So like I think I go on stage and I try to make it home in a sense and try to just treat things like that. So I guess the entertainment aspect comes from like my everyday. So I guess I'm like a reality series in a sense. You know what I mean? Something like that. So Yeah, gotta go with that. Yeah, that's my final answer.
Yeah, all right. For my last question, what's next?
What? Oh, well, besides November 25th at the Mercury
That's a
Lounge,
fact. It's going down November 25th.
You know,
at
that's what's
Mercury
going
Lounge.
on. Aside from that, I got a Cali trip planned.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you're in Cali, I'm looking for things to do. So, yeah. No.
Wait, what you got going on in Cali?
So, I'm going to Cali for a staff thing. But there's a couple artists out there that I've been talking to throughout the year. So I get to meet them for the first time and hit a couple studios that I've been talking to for a while as well. One in San Diego. I got to meet the creators of they're like a blog podcast type thing called Girl Music.
Okay.
And they supported me for a while. So I got to go meet them for the first time.
So this is your first time going to Cali too?
Second time going to Cali.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, second time going to Cali. But the first time was with, boys trip. You know what I mean? And then,
now a business trip.
Yeah, now this time
that's
business
what's
trip.
up. I respect that.
So so that's what's next. And make sure you cop those tickets to Mercury Lounge, November 25th, Black Friday, Key Story, headlining, and me, and the Lady Bree, supporting acts. Pull up, all right?
And I definitely will be hosting.
Oh, yeah, Maurice. Yeah, come on, man.
I'll be in the building. My loud ass.
Yeah,
I'm in the building.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Show love, you know what I mean?
No's gonna be in the building.
Yeah, come grab a drink, get saucy. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. All right, yo, Saint Wave, I really appreciate you, bro, for coming out. And you about to perform right after this interview, so I know you got to get the hell out of here. But would you mind giving me a short performance before you go?
I got something.
Let's get it.
Right.
Oh shit, I gotta get the fuck up. Damn it, this always fucking happens, man. So now I'm up in the morning, can't hurt and worms. Sipping on Bustelo, cracking up the bello, fill it with gelato. And life ain't always perfect, but I work it like Geppetto. Hello, bag alert, money call, and we pick up. Need a girl, worry about the details, cause I see the bigger picture. Posting up, I'm seeing clearer. I shouldn't even be here. Them IPAs don't play fair. Now with the attitude, so I stay clear. Hangover up like something, I don't know, about like 10 beers. Last night felt like New Year's. I'm in a new gear, pinning for the stupid. Popping tired like 3 years. I gotta get right, it's a short life. Ain't with all the strife, cut the stress in my life. Can't afford 2 riches, cause Sally in my pockets for about 100. Trying to stay focused like Addies and some coffee. I'm about to take the edge off, this music gon' pay off. I hate them like Adolf, young and fell, praying to the system. Normalize trade education, they don't want you with that paper, and I don't trust their gestures. Everything they do a write-off, and I ain't pressured by their silence. Talking never do much, niggas still hungry, left flint, hella thirsty. Ain't no way I make me just like them, cause I ain't sip my coffee. Still thinking about some pussy, when the world is messy. And my debt like moving mountains, so maybe I'm selfish, or maybe I'm helpless.
Same way, come holla at me, check me out. Live in the living room, Reese the director. Yeah.